therefore nominate Honorable Tajudeen Abbas.
I so second.
I rise to humbly accept the nomination.
Is hereby declared the winner and returned elected as the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
I, Abbas Tajudeen,
We continue from where I left.
so help me God.
The committee and the House is in the process of amending the Pension Reform Act of 2014.
Lawmakers expressed concerns over the plight of retirees in accessing their entitlements.
We'll be able to listen to them, hear their problems.
And Speaker Abbas Tajudeen says 10th House will continue to prioritize issues affecting Nigerian youth. Welcome to another episode of House Tickets, a weekly program that informs you about the activities of the House of Representatives, Federal Republic of Nigeria. I am your regular anchor, Dihelia Mamza. We shall be taking a break from our reviews to bring you reports of committee activities that took place in the National Assembly. The program this week will therefore bring you an update on the 10 days investigative hearing of the House Committee on Pensions over the plight of retirees under the contributory pension scheme, especially in the face of the hardship being faced by retirees in accessing their entitlements. The committee engaged pension administrators and other critical stakeholders to find a practical solution to the issues. That report forms a major part of our program today. In another development, Speaker Abbas Tajudeen has charged Nigerian youth to always pursue excellence in their endeavors while being patient in getting the rewards. Speaker Abbas stated this during a one-day interactive session with the third cohort of the Legislative Mentorship Initiative, LMI, which was initiated by the then Speaker of the 9th House, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. A report on that interactions will come your way in the course of our program. Let's meet again after this short break. Stay with us. Thanks for staying tuned. The plight and increasing complaints by retirees over inability to easily access their pensions from pension administrators and managers has resulted in the House Standing Committee on Pensions engaging PFAs, PFCs and other relevant stakeholders. The interactions, which are taking place during a 10 days investigative hearing, are in a bid to understand the roles of these bodies, trust and funding of the scheme towards an improved life for retirees as well as Nigerian workers. The committee said the process is not to witch hunt, but rather to clarify and set the record straight on the activities and operations of pension administrators, managers and other relevant stakeholders for sustainability and accountability in the scheme. For more on this, do stay tuned for our first report on the program.
If you have any other thing to add.
The 10 days investigative hearing on the administration of Nigeria's pension fund, assets and plight of retirees under the contributory pension scheme, with the pension funds and assets and pension fund custodians, continued last week, that is from 2nd to 5th September 2024. In his presentation, Chairman of the committee, Representative Hussaini Mohammed Jallow, assured Nigerians that the efforts by the National Assembly will reshape the scheme as in-depth and thorough investigation will be carried, upholding the trust of retirees and contributory pension of Nigerians.
The committee and the House is in the process of amending the Pension Reform Act of 2014, of which there are a lot of amendments to be done as regards the management of even the pension funds in Nigeria, to be or not to be. So our investigation is going to cover all aspects of the pension funds in Nigeria. Even areas that are not even covered by the PFS were expected. Very soon we are going to have the last stakeholder engagement on the amendment of the Pension Reform Act 2014, so that the Act will conform with the realities of today as it relates to the pension industry.
Some of the pension administrators and managers at the hearing made their presentations on the subject matter.
Since our inception, we have paid, we have 2006. We have paid about 286,000 retirees assets, benefits, along the entire spectrum of benefit payout, which includes program withdrawals, 25%, what we call temporary access, annuity, and all of them. We have paid benefit in excess of 250 billion naira.
From inception of the RSA scheme to date, we have paid over 1 trillion naira to different retirees. The schedule that you have is specific for the period that you asked, which is the period of 2018 to 2023. That is already details in the report that you have with you. And on average, we paid 6.99 billion every month to different retirees. And we have in our RSA payments, we have well over 77,000 now. And it's just numbers that kept growing.
The hearing continued with more interactions.
You have paid about 286 pensioners during this period of reports. Can you tell us how many pensioners are waiting for payments as of today? How many pensioners are already retired and waiting for payments from your own PFA?
I don't have the specific figures, but let me give you background.
So that you can answer together.
Yes.
And what are the reasons why they have not been paid? So that it will take us to the root of the problems.
Okay.
But you have said you don't have the exact figure.
The exact figure, yes.
We'll need that.
In terms of number.
We'll need that by tomorrow.
Okay, fine. We'll get that, please. Take notes. Let me answer the question. Essentially two sectors, private sector, public sector. In terms of private sector, I would say we don't have any areas of pensions to pay. In terms of the public sector, again, I zero in on the federal public, because in terms of public sector, we have private, state public and federal public. In terms of federal public, it is only those who retired between July 2023 and now that have not been paid. Again, let me also say that it is not all of them. Those who have not been paid are those who have areas of contributions that are waiting for reconciliation of the account by the National Pension Commission.
Yes, you have a solid capital base. Everybody can see that, and we know that. And you pay promptly for those people that have been scheduled for payments. But you did not mention how many beneficiaries, how many pensioners are waiting to be scheduled, maybe as annuity or for normal payment from your business.
Our aim and joy is to see people retire and retire well. That there is no material drop in their lifestyle compared to when they were working. And the only way that that can be achieved is when they have prompt access to their fund, their lump sum, their program withdrawal if they so choose to do program withdrawal, or their annuity if they so choose to do annuity. We take them through the benefit of each of the options that are available. And from that age 45, it is expected that before the person actually retired at age 60, the person will have attended 14 sessions. And if you have attended 14 sessions that will take you through everything that is required, then we believe that we will have done justice to you being able to know everything that it takes to retire.
Your entire presentation was talking about how you expended those monies across the timeline that you took from 2019. But how did you accrue that? You know, you didn't indicate to us how you accrue those money. You didn't quite indicate to us how the inflow happens. We need to be in the picture of the detail of the inflow. You have some indices here on page 4 that indicated some percentages of your investment. This is the return, but what was the capital invested that brings out these returns?
In terms of the accruals, we will certainly provide the accruals. So what we are going to do in our schedule will be very simple. We will go into the schedule to give you each person's how much the person have contributed, and then we'll show you how much the fund has grown. So over the period, and that way you will see. And because even in our app now, if you are with Stanbic IBTC, you can see that even in your app, you can see how much you have contributed. You can see how much you have gained in terms of investment return.
Some of the sessions continued behind closed doors. In its resumed hearing on Tuesday, 3rd September 2024, the House Committee on Pension observed that tackling pension challenges requires a multifaceted approach. The committee also raised issues on causes of pension benefits delay, investment, transparency, strengthening regulations, and amendment of existing laws to protect pensioners' rights, among others.
The Pension Reform Act has been there for over 10 years, 2014. We are now in 2024. It is due for amendment. Whatever we're investigating, the House has already received various complaints from the general public, from stakeholders, on the need to amend the Pension Reform Act, which were on it. Very soon we are going to call for a stakeholder engagement so that you can give your own advice, your own quota, what you feel about the Pension Reform Act, where it needs necessary amendments so that we can help to sanitize the pension industry in Nigeria.
The pension administrators, in their separate presentations on that day, stated that sustainable pension system requires innovative investment strategies for stable returns and streamlined processes through digitalization to reduce administrative costs and improve service delivery.
We've paid 43 retirees, 37 of them are in the public sector, 6 in the private sector. These payments, we continue to pay them monthly. They amount now to about 2.3 million naira. So one of the advantages of the CPS is those whose monies have run out are still enjoying the benefits of monthly retirement payments. Government may consider other social interventions to aid these retirees.
In terms of how we have managed the funds for our retirees, we have 1.13% in equities at the moment. We have over 70% of the funds in FGN securities as things currently stand. We have about 14% in the corporate bonds good good rated companies like the Dangotes, the MTNs, and the likes, about 14% in them. We have about 1.42% in state government securities, predominantly in Lagos State, because quite a number of states are not yet in the contributory pension scheme, because they have not been contributing for their citizens of those states. They have not been able to draw down to use pension funds to do development projects within their domain, and we think it's something that could be a major catalyst.
Over the years, you'll find that employees who joined the civil service before the commencement of the Pension Reform Act in 2004 have a component of their total retirement benefit that government still owes. So at retirement, government is expected to redeem that bond and remit those funds into the retirement savings accounts of these retirees before they can have access to their retirement savings account.
What's your major challenge at the moment as a PFE? What's a major challenge?
Some of the challenges we've seen also is in the payment of accrual rights. The last payments are to those who left service in March 2023. So I think if we're able to, the government is able to meet these payments, we can pay retirees their benefits faster. We can program them faster.
We have requested for some documents that should be presented within the next 48 hours. Then you come and speak to the document on Monday.
You're still watching House Ticket, your window into the activities of the House of Representatives. Before the break, we took a summary of the interactions between lawmakers and PFAs, PFCs, and other relevant stakeholders in pension fund administration towards an improved life of retirees and the Nigerian worker. We will continue to bring you reports of these meetings, so keep watching House Tickets. Moving on, Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Abbas Tajudeen, has charged youth to always pursue excellence in their endeavors while being patient in getting the reward. He noted that the tent houses continue to prioritize issues affecting the youth in the country and will open more channels of communication with them for exchange of ideas on how to better their lives. Speaker Abbas made this known at an interactive session with the third cohort of the Legislative Mentorship Initiative, a scheme that exposes select youth to the rudiments of parliamentary processes, democratic governance and leadership. The scheme was initiated by the then Speaker of the Ninth House, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. The engagement was tagged An Afternoon with the Speaker. This was on Wednesday, 4th September 2024.
We are also thinking to support and strengthen this particular initiative. We will introduce an internship program for the graduates of this particular program. So we will sit down with your director and see how many people can be able to take the first batch. We intend to engage you with some of our critical committees so that the theories you have learned in this particular program, you will have the opportunity to actually make use of them, advise our members, add value to the committees.
Speaker Abbas urged the young participants to take full advantage of the initiative by engaging actively with mentors.
For your information, around July 30th also we had an engagement with youth associations across the country, and we promised them that we will try as much as possible that every year we will engage them twice, every 6 months, so that we'll be able to listen to them, hear their problems, seek for their advices, and at the same time, too, we'll be able to tell them what programs, what initiatives we have for the youth.
The Speaker also reiterated the commitment of the 10th House to fostering an environment where young leaders can thrive. Earlier on, the Director of the Legislative Mentorship Initiative, Ms. Sholakpe Shonuga, read the official profile and biography of the Speaker, Abbas Tajudeen, where he began his journey in 2011 when he was first elected by the people of Zaria Federal Constituency to represent them.
Ever since, his people have returned him to the hallowed chamber in 3 subsequent election cycles. Right Honorable Tajudeen is a humble prince of the ancient and historic Zazzau Emirate. He was born into the royal family of the Zazzau Emirate in Kaduna State.
The event continued with an interactive session where the Speaker answered questions bordering on various issues from the trainees. He also recalled how 4 members of the last LMI cohort had been employed by the National Assembly, while saying more trainings will be taken when opportunities come.
Can there be a platform for sustained youth engagements and where bright youths can bring their innovative ideas, such as bright youth from LMI? Thank you.
I think we have started well. This is the 3rd cohort, and we intend the 4th cohort to be bigger than this. We want to come in fully to support the founding Speaker, who initiated this very, very noble initiative by increasing substantially the number of people who are benefiting from this program. The number that we are going to increase will be 50% of the existing. That means we are going to add 25 people to the 50 people coming.
I want to go into your life history. You have personal values which have guided your lifestyle. Mr. Speaker, sir, how do you align these values with the interest of your constituents, and how have they shaped you to the point you are at the moment?
I don't say what I cannot do. I always say what I can do, and once I give a commitment, no matter what it takes, I try to deliver. So this is part of the legacy I want to leave with you people. Be yourself. Be truthful. Be open. Be honest. Once you have those virtues, you can be whatever you want to be in life.
As Speaker of the 10th Assembly, with a relatively large number of first-timers, what are the tips and tricks that you deploy to help you manage their enthusiasm and dissenting voices, and what can we as future leaders learn from this?
All you need to do is to be honest, to be open, truthful, to be transparent, and to be objective. Those are the things that we put on the card that majority, if not all the members, the 360 members, today we are singing one single song.
Some of the trainees spoke on their experience and expectations after the event.
To be honest, my own mentality about politics have changed. Like I have because I now have a closer participation to what's going on in the legislative. You know, from far you wouldn't know what these guys are doing. You would think they are just relaxing, they're just there, but coming closer you will know the responsibilities that is on every reps.
Certain things need to be in place to ensure that full and effective participation is achieved. And so really I would urge the government to, as much as possible, try to implement the provisions of the Disability Act of 2018, and also to encourage more persons with disabilities who would be listening to this to take every advantage to build capacity.
The director of the Legislative Mentorship Initiative also has this to say.
The Legislative Mentorship Initiative is ensuring that there is intergenerational cooperation so that the young people can learn and be equipped with everything that it takes to be Nigeria's next generation of public sector leaders.
And it is on that note that we end the program. Hope you've been informed about the workings of our elected lawmakers in the Green Wing of the National Assembly. Remember to visit our social media platforms currently showing on your screen to direct your comments and questions, and also watch previous episodes of the program. Thank you for watching and see you next time.